And to talk about these issues, Maxim Bratersky from the Moscow Higher School of Economics is with us now. Thanks so much indeed for joining us. Now, Obama says let's reset relations, and yet Moscow plans to rearm to counter NATO expansion. Does Russia mistrust US signs that efforts to improve relations are actually genuine?
To be precise, Medvedev didn't say to rearm, to counter the expansion. He said, as I understand it, that there are threats, and Russia cannot afford to have a basically third world military anymore. Yeah, that's my reading of this. And as for trust, trust is certainly very essential to international relations, but it's much better when trust is supported by something more tangible, and I don't think that enhanced Russian military will stand in the way of improvement. As a citizen, I would rather prefer certainly more investment in education, health system, etc., but I realize that the world is not perfect yet.
Washington has repeatedly said that Russia is vital to solve Afghanistan and Iran, but will the US budge and stop NATO expansion and the Eastern European missile defense, for example?
I would be looking forward for that very much, but I doubt, really. Again, the world is not perfect, and influence exists to influence, and power exists to project it, right? So I think these two cards, NATO expansion and missile system, they still will remain at the sleeve of American diplomacy and will not be removed from the table forever.
Now, very briefly, Obama and Medvedev are due to meet next week face-to-face. What can we expect from that?
Well, I wouldn't expect the same things we were expecting from Reagan and Gorbachev meeting in Reykjavik when they were really trying to start a completely new era. At that moment, Soviet Union and Russia was much more vulnerable and much more naive, by the way. Today, it is neither the first or the second thing. What I expect them is to understand each other better, to be honest with each other, to put on the table their plans and to try to seek a compromise where they can find it.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Maxim Bratersky, thanks very much indeed for joining us here in the studio.